It's Mario Lloyd, also known as Real Estate Guru PK, with the Realist Podcast. On the Realist Podcast, we talk about how to make a dollar, how to keep a dollar, and we touch on hot topics. We're launching my Patreon with my whole real estate portfolio, and you're also going to get the podcast before it goes out on all the platforms. You can find me on Instagram at Real Estate Guru PK. You can find me on YouTube at Real Estate Guru PK. And you can find my podcast on Instagram, The Realist Podcast. How y'all doing? Well, we got a special guest. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jackie. I go by Jackie on social media. I am a handbag designer, entrepreneur. I do real estate in Texas and Georgia, and I'm a speaker.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're originally from.
Chicago. I'm from Chicago,
Mm.
south side of Chicago. As you can see, my hat,
Mm-hmm.
White Sox. But yeah, born and raised on the south side of Chicago my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
What's your like your background story? I know you. So you're a public speaker. What's your background story?
Okay, well, interesting. So like I said, I'm from Chicago, right? Born and raised. Um, I worked in the finance space for 10 years. I was a VP for JP Morgan Chase, and they relocated me from Chicago to New Orleans. Hurricane Katrina hit. They moved me to Milwaukee. I was there for 2 years, and 2 years too long. Shout
Mm.
out Milwaukee, but it wasn't for me.
Too cold?
Um, Not necessarily that. It wasn't enough progression
Uh huh.
for people of color, if you
Are you
will.
serious? All right, so you said you're VP,
Yeah.
Vice
hmm
President.
Yeah.
There's not enough.
Yep.
You said progression.
In Milwaukee,
Oh, Milwaukee.
Wisconsin.
Okay,
Yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
I bounced around with the company for
Yeah,
10
yeah.
years. So I started in Chicago.
You did banking.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep, retail and commercial banking
Oh, okay.
for 10 years. And after being in Milwaukee for 2 years, Chase moved me to Dallas and got there in 2007. My daughter was about 5. And in 2011, I lost my job.
Mm.
And I made a decision to just make the transition from corporate to entrepreneurship. And I just prayed and I said, God, we got to figure this thing out. I came from a 6-figure salary as a single mom, and I don't want to have that feeling again. It's just very unsettling
Mm-hmm.
to have your salary snatched away from you when you still got bills, you still got to eat, you still got to take care of your kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I just prayed and I said, guide my footsteps. You know, I'm gonna lean on your understanding and not my own, and just show me my purpose. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna trust you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that, and I found myself going from the finance space to the fashion world. And I started my business at that time in 2011 with an accessories company, and did that for a while. And then while I was, selling accessories and doing all these events and stuff, vendor booths and all that stuff in Dallas at the time, um, I met the legendary DJ Spinderella. And when I met her, she asked me if I was a stylist. I said, yeah, you know, and I started styling her for almost 3 years, 2, 3 years, traveled all over with her, styling her for countless red carpets, Grammys, Oscars, all the things. And while doing that, I met a guy that teach people with autism how to create products using raw material. And when I met him, I was so intrigued by his work. And I asked him if he could make me a bag for me and my client. He told me no. And he said, I can teach you. And I said, I'm traveling the world, I'm living my best life, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a celebrity stylist, right? And for whatever reason, I took him up on his offer and I found myself going to his studio almost every day. And while there, I became obsessed. I became obsessed with the craft. I became obsessed with leather hides and sourcing leather hides. And I was just really good at the design, and it's crazy because to this day, I don't even sketch. So when I design bags, I don't even sketch. I can't draw. I can barely even write, right? I can only sign my name. And just crazy because I just became obsessed. And of course, I have a client that's that's a celebrity, if you will. And when I'm dressing her, if she has a bag, it's going to be my bag.
Mm-hmm.
So I would put my bags on her when I'm styling, and people would start asking, where did you get that bag? And, I would, I made it. I'm the designer, whatever. Before I knew it, I started shipping bags to different celebrities and gifting bags to different celebrities. And I remember in 2012, I met Derek J from the Atlanta Housewives, hairstylist. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Met Derek J, and I sent him a bag. And when I sent him that bag, I remember I had just started Instagram. I had like 100 followers, and he unboxed the bag on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
This was before unboxing was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he unboxed that bag, and I remember my Instagram jumped from like 100 to like 5K overnight. And I'm like, wow.
What year was this?
This was 2012.
Oh, okay.
This was
That's like when
2012.
Instagram like
First
really
started. Mm-hmm.
started,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And this was before people, I don't know if you guys remember, but in 2012, people wasn't really on Instagram like that
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
selling anything.
mm-hmm.
When I started my Instagram page, I didn't really get on there with the intention to sell anything. I'm just showing my stuff.
Mm-hmm. You needed an iPhone back then too. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Galaxies
Yep.
wasn't allowed
That's
on
right. That's
Instagram.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. So I remember him unboxing it, and my followers just started going crazy. And before I knew it, people was DMing me, can you make me this? Can you make me that? And I remember Jocelyn Hernandez, she sent me, no, she actually called my phone. Like she called my cell phone, my personal number. And, she was like, "This is Jocelyn Hernandez from Love and Hip Hop." And I'm like, huh? And I'm just listening, and I'm like, she's like, I want to know if you can make me a bag, blah, blah, blah. And she talks so fast. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. Is this really the girl? You
Mm-hmm.
know, and it was really her. And I remember making her the bags. She and Stevie J came to Dallas. They had a show there. And I went and hung out with them and gifted them the bags. And she ended up wearing one of the bags on Love and Hip Hop. And it's so funny because still it's such an iconic moment in reality TV when this happened. So, right. So, you guys remember when Stevie J and Jocelyn, the thing was like, are y'all married? Are y'all really married? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when she was doing the confessional, the guy said, "Do you have a marriage certificate?" And she said, let me see. Let me check in my purse. And when she opened up her bag, she opened up a black leather clutch with these long, long, super exaggerated fringes. Right? When she opened up that bag, that was my bag. And, it's such a proud moment because it's like you see your work that you actually handcraft on TV, and I'm just like, wow. So just some amazing things happen along my journey. So from there, I just started designing and creating and shipping bags. Before I knew it, we were shipping bags all over the world. This was before, you know, um, black designers became a thing, in 2020. It was not a lot of us at that time. And so I've been in that space for a very long time. And so throughout that journey, and still, right? Um, wow, there's so many different things that's happened, right? So while being, a handbag designer, shipping all over, I started a real estate company in 2016, and also collaborated with some other um, like-minded women, and we pulled our financial resources together, and we actually started a shapewear brand back in 2015. And it's just been, a lot of cool things that's been happening, just, growing my business, just keeping God first and just, growing my brand. And along the way, I had this vision called the Build a Bag. Right, Build a Bag Mixer. And that's what it was called at the time. And we were actually traveling, doing Build a Bag. And when we would travel, we would just take leather highs, and women would come to our pop ups and things like that. And I ended up stopped doing it. I stopped doing it because my other businesses, needed my attention. So I'm like, okay, God, we're going to stop with the Build-A-Bag because it's too many different, orders. And we just focus on our custom line, which is called Jackie M. 528. 528 is my daughter's birthday. Um, so we stopped doing it. And 5 years straight, Build-A-Bag was always on my gut. Build-A-Bag, Build-A-Bag. And I'm like, God, we can't travel with this. We got to, figure it out. But I'm going to get back to it. In 2019, it was still on my gut. And I'm like, okay, God, I can breathe. I got all these other businesses kind of function on their own. Let me figure out how we're going to make this happen. And I said, God, I don't want to travel with Build-A-Bag. I want people to come to me. I want it to be an experience. I want, to have a whole vibe, party, all the things. Women come in, they choose their leather, they choose their style of bag, and they actually create their bag in my studio, and we interactively make our own leather clutch. So that was the vision. And 2019, I made it happen. I made it happen. I remember shooting a promo video, and we just did this cute little promo video. We dropped it like the middle of May. And that first week, by the end of the week, our books were booked. We were booked through the end of the summer. By the end of the summer, we were booked until the end of the year. By the end of the year, we were booked through 2020. And I'm like, God, okay, all right. We just keep moving. Well, we all know what happened in 2020, right? March 2020, COVID hit. So when COVID hit, it's like, what am I going to do? I got all these parties on the books. Do I call, cancel, refund, And God said, just call everybody, offer them a refund, or just wait and see. Every person I called, they said, we don't want a refund. We want to wait and see. So we know Texas, right? Texas was one of the first states that opened. So here we are, May 2020. My phone started ringing, emails start coming in. I heard Texas is open. Can we reschedule? And I'm like, okay. So we start figuring it out, moving people around. We start having like 5 parties in a weekend. It just got really crazy. And when those women would come into our studio, I'm like, where did you guys come from? They on the airplane flying from near and far to Dallas to do the Build-A-Bag experience. And so, yeah, we've been doing that for the last 5 years. However, we did take a break. We took a little break because burnout happens. You get tired, you get overwhelmed. And when your a business like that, where you are hands on so much, it's hard to duplicate you when you provide an experience. It's very hard to do that when you providing just overall energy. So when my parties was going crazy, the biggest mistake I made was not taking time to duplicate me. You know what I'm saying?
Hiring somebody to replace you?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't do that. I was doing all the parties myself and my mom. My mom is a chef, so she would cater all of our parties. And I would have people to come help and assist me, but like really like in it, like me, like training somebody to take my place, I didn't do that. So I got burned out. I got tired. I had to take a break.
So you like shut everything down?
Yeah, for the most part. But thank God I have other businesses, right? So I still have my handbag line that we custom make and sell online and ship. So I didn't have to deal with all the parties, and I have people that come in and help me with that, right? So I just had to take a break with Build-A-Bag. And the crazy thing is, this year, at the end of last year, I always plan like what I'm going to do for the year. So last year I said I want to focus on corporate events, corporate sponsorship, things like that, big events. And I said that at the end of last year, 2023, February 2024, we had an amazing opportunity to do Super Bowl with Lee Steinberg. Y'all know who Lee Steinberg is? Sports fans? Lee Steinberg? Okay. Lee Steinberg have you heard of Jerry Maguire?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they made that movie after Lee Steinberg.
Mm.
It was inspired by Lee Steinberg. Lee Steinberg is one of the top sports agents in sports history, 50 years. And every year he has the biggest Super Bowl party, and anybody that you can think of comes through his parties. Over 4,000 people attend his parties. He is Patrick Mahomes' current agent.
Wow.
Yeah, and Build a Bag Experience, Babe Experience had the opportunity to be one of the sponsors at this party. So that was a huge opportunity for us. Um, then we just been focusing on, partnering with different like tequila brands, and just doing bigger events this year. And when we did an event, actually just did an event during the AKA Boule. They had their national conference or whatever in Dallas, and it was like 30,000 women that came. And I have a few girlfriends in Atlanta that came to Dallas. And I was like, oh, y'all should come do an event at my studio.
Mm-hmm.
And when I realized how many people were going to come here, women, or come to Dallas, I was like, I got something bigger I want to do. So I ended up doing an event and doing it at an event space and had different people come in, host, and all of the things. And I invited a couple influencers, and they came. And our most recent event that we did went viral, like 2.2 million views on Instagram, like 100 and some thousand views or more on TikTok. It was just crazy. So, told you I shut Build a Bag down to where, and when I say shut it down, I just wasn't promoting it as heavy, right?
Mhm.
If you knew, you knew, right? But I wasn't like going crazy on promo.
Yeah.
Um, and when that went viral, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
I said, Lord, you have a funny way of showing me. Just stay focused, stay in this space. This is the vision I bless you with. However many years ago at this point, like
Mhm.
2015,
Yeah.
almost 10 years ago, 5 years, I put it on pause. When I put it out there, May 2019, that first week, we were booked through the rest of the summer. Here we are, 2024. I took a pause. I told y'all that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
2024, we had this big event and it went viral. The same thing happened. By the end of that week, we went viral. We're booked through February 2025.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Y-
So, crazy thing is, that's why I'm in Houston
Mhm.
doing an event. Tomorrow, doing an event is called the Grind Pretty Fest.
Mm-hmm.
And the Babe Experience is doing an activation at that event tomorrow. And we just have so many different like big events coming up throughout the rest of the year. And then we have parties on our books through February 25. So I always talk about the importance of truly following your purpose and truly letting God lead you. And like I said, I came from the finance space. I got a degree in business management and marketing. I have all kind of degrees and, real estate license. I have credentials,
Mm.
is my point. Excuse me. I have credentials is my point. And if I want to go get a job today, I can. That's the easy thing.
Mhm.
The hard thing to do is truly trust God and follow His steps. Let Him lead you. That is the hardest thing to do, and it takes a lot of courage to do something like that. And He blessed me with a vision that I would sleep on for 5 years, woke up, got back to it, and He blessed me tremendously. Then took a break because I didn't obey, right? And when I said, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and listen again, here I am. And he's still blessing nonstop.
Mm.
So I like to tell that story because, people often get afraid. They get scared, because they can't see what's going to happen in front of them.
Mm.
Fear will hold you back from anything. And I tell people all the time that, fear is just like that doorway right there. There's not even a door there. But somebody would be afraid to walk through and go past those curtains because they're scared of what's on the other side. not knowing it's nothing on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing that's going to hold you back. It's nothing on the other side of the door or the curtain over there that's saying, no, you stay over there. You stay there, you know? So when you truly believe and you truly trust God, he has a funny way of showing you, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You make me want to do something. I don't know what I want to do.
It's so funny because I feel like I've been talking 20 minutes straight. Y'all ain't stopped. Y'all ain't
I'm
asked
not
no
gonna stop you. I
questions.
had questions. I was like, have you heard of Shark Tank?
Yeah, of course.
You thought about it?
You know,
because I was like, oh, you would be perfect for Shark Tank.
Damon John.
I
know you thought about it because I was like, you would be perfect for Shark Tank, and I bet you would get on the show.
You know, it's so
just
funny
pushing
that
the franchise, because what you need is like you said, the business aspect. You're basically self-employed if you're the only one doing your spill.
Yeah.
But you need to be able to multiply yourself.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. So Shark Tank, I mean, people ask me that all the time, and I have a very good friend of mine who is very, very good friends with Damon John. I'm talking about first name text Damon, you know, and he's connected us, you know, before to do some other things that we have, like, you know, stirring up or trying to brew up. And, you know, I just have not like pushed the gas on the Shark Tank thing. But, you know, interesting, I do believe that I believe in alignment, right? And we have this event coming up in Dallas at the Dallas Regional Chamber of Commerce, and the CEO of the Dallas Mavericks is actually the keynote speaker.
No,
which
not
is
anymore. He sold his shares.
Yeah, well, right, not anymore.
Yeah.
But the connection, you know, St. Marshall is going to be the keynote speaker, CEO of the Dallas Mavericks. Of course, she still, I'm sure, have a relationship with Mark Cuban. So you just never know how, you know, things would kind of come full circle. But, you know, I have not applied to go on Shark Tank, but maybe I'll consider at some point.
Would you think about doing like a collaboration, like with Off-White or something like that? I think that would be dope.
Oh yeah, I would do a collaboration with any designer that I believe in, that I believe it would be, you know, divine intervention. You know what I mean? And if it makes sense, like I'm one of those people, I have to believe in it. You know, if it's something that a designer that I believe in, I just love their work, I would absolutely love to do a collab with Off-White. Rest in peace, Virgil. Chicago, homeboy.
You heard of Isaac Moore?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. He's like based out in Houston. He does like box openings like that. I'll send you his Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, send it to me. Send it to me. It is. Very, very cute. Thank you so much. It's so funny because this bag, I made this bag right before I went to Cabo a couple weeks ago. I just made this and I put these little straps on it.
Strap.
Thank you.
How much would that go for?
Yeah, what's the that's what I was thinking. I was like, what's
Price
the
points?
like your small model, your medium model, and your elite model?
Well, our bags range anywhere from like our small little mini, just the bag alone, without the straps or what have you, is like $150. And then we have our backpacks is $795. So we have something anywhere from $150 to $795. I try to stay in an affordable price point, you know, and I'm just so grateful because we have our clients who've been supporting us since 2012, right? That still pull their bags out in 2024. And I, you know, am so grateful because I pride myself and our brand on two things: quality and craftsmanship. You know, and when you have those two things, you're going to have a bag that's going to last a lifetime. And just to see women still wearing their bags and it looks like they just got them makes me so proud.
How do you feel about what's those? Is it called Birkin?
Birkin?
The $30,000 bags or 60?
Yeah.
How do you feel about those?
I mean, you know, every girl would love to have a Birkin bag, but you know what I'm saying?
I mean, is it really worth it, or is it just like the name, or
It's
is
the
it
name.
because there's not they don't have
quality?
No, I'm saying they don't have the demand is not. I mean, the demand's there is
Mhm.
more than the supply. That's what I was trying to say.
Mm-mm. Exactly. And that's what makes their bags so expensive
Mm-hmm.
because you have the demand, but you don't have the supply.
Yeah.
But that's the strategy. You
Mm-hmm.
know, everybody wants something that they cannot have. You know, I mean, that's just a strategy. I mean, if you can just get anything you wanted, like you wouldn't have people over here killing and shooting and all the things, right? So, you know, everybody want to be elites. Everybody wants to feel like exclusive. And I think that's what they've created. And it's a great strategy. You know, even with my bags, like once I drop it, it's done for. You know, I may make it again, you know what I mean? But if I don't have it, I just don't have it, you know? And I think it's a great strategy, especially when you have custom made, crafted, handcrafted bags. So Birkin, I mean, it's a beautiful bag, you know. I mean, is it the best I've ever seen? No.
What about your sourcing? Is that like, are you allowed to talk about that?
Hmm.
Like, where do you source
So I have a tannery. I have two
materials?
local tanneries in Dallas that I source from. And I've been with them for 13 years. So when they get stuff, they send it to me directly. You know what I mean?
Who
And
makes the bags?
so we actually manufacture our bags in house.
Okay.
Yeah. Our smaller bags we manufacture in house.
So
And we have our larger bags, like our backpacks and our totes, we do outsource that.
yeah, who makes the bags? Like, is there a factory that makes them, or do
Like
you?
my bags?
Yeah,
Like this
yeah,
bag I have
yeah.
on?
I'm wondering if you could just grab one of those people and help you out for the build a bag thing. Grab the
Well,
people that actually make the bags and be like, you got a little personality and you got skills.
well, here's the thing. We manufacture in house,
Uh-huh.
so you know, like I literally cut and sew.
Okay.
I do.
You
She's
do.
making-
Oh
yeah.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. I like, and I tell people all the time, what you see, people
Yeah.
like you like what you so you because you asked me the same
Yeah, I
question
figured
twice,
you,
and
you just too busy. I'm like,
I answered the question.
yeah.
But no, I have people that come and help me.
Uh-huh.
Like I have people that come help sew and cut and all that, but
Yeah.
I am the main one that's
Okay.
like cutting,
You
sewing,
put your
and
hands on it. All of them.
yeah.
So your
Okay.
hands are on every single bag that
Yeah.
that is purchased.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, quality control. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. 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 And it's so crazy because I can look at a bag and it's like I know the customers.
Yeah.
Like I have customers that's been with me for so long. Like
Mhm.
I know because they just buy everything. You know, so yeah, I'm very, very much hands on. Very
Does your
much.
daughter help you?
Yeah, I was,
Child.
that's what I was like the next one, because Mario be like, you gonna give him the factory, you gonna give him the keys to the
To the
kid.
empire.
yeah, to the empire.
So, you know, I told you guys I was a VP for JP Morgan, right?
Yeah.
So my job was to, you know, train, coach, hire, fire, all the things. And so I have been very, very good at identifying talent in people's strong suits, right?
Yeah.
My daughter is very good at customer service and her mouthpiece.
Okay.
So
Crafting,
no.
that's not for her.
Mhm.
It's not her thing. I would trust my daughter to run the business,
Yeah.
but run the business. Somebody else got to do what I do.
Got you.
You know, yeah, she's mm-mm. Yeah.
What got you into public speaking?
Interesting. I've always been a speaker. It's just never been my title, if you will, you know.
Phillips, if you're VP, I figure you have to do a
Yeah,
couple
I mean, I would have to
presentations, right?
presentations, morning huddles, Monday morning meetings, you know, district meetings, all the things. Even back in college, you know, when you're doing your presentations and all the stuff, it's like it's just something that I'm just naturally like natural at, you know, and I'm not afraid to speak in public. And I've been a talker forever. Like, you know, I'm the middle child, so you know the middle child kind of say whatever. And so growing up, I used to get smacked in the mouth all the time because I used to talk too much. So it's just, you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I guess, how I got into it. It's just like I love speaking, but then I also love speaking into people. I love mentoring young women and even older women. I don't care how old you are. I believe you can learn something from everybody. And I just love pouring into people and speaking to people and just all the things. Yeah.
Mm.
hmm
So what was, if you don't mind me asking, what
Sure.
was the reason you got fired?
That around the '08? That was
That
2011,
was in
right?
2011.
It was still kind
And
of lingering.
yeah, so I relocated. So Chase moved me to Dallas in 2007.
Mhm.
And I, again, a little young Black girl, right? That had been around since I graduated college. So when I was relocated to Dallas in 2007, I was still fairly young,
Mhm.
younger than my counterparts,
Mhm.
younger than the older, you know, white women that were in their positions. And oftentimes, when you come from a place like Chicago, Chicago is just different from Texas. It's a different market, right? And Texas, unfortunately, it is a lot of racism in the corporate space. That's just the facts. And in 2007, when I got to Dallas, it was one of those things where they didn't like to see this. And I was young.
Mhm.
And my salary was a bit higher than everybody else's because you can't take my salary away from me.
Mhm.
I've been
Yeah.
around a long time. You know what I mean? So I think that had a lot to do with it. And then you have these women, right? They want to put you in a box, but when you speak up for yourself, you are now labeled as the angry Black girl, the abrasive one. You're so abrasive, you know. And when you speak up for yourself, they start to play these corporate games. And if you don't know the corporate game, everything is a document.
Mhm.
Let me write it up. Let me write it down. So they start anything you say, you get documented for, right? And I think at that time, I just was under so much stress where I actually went out on a medical leave of absence twice, 6 months each, because of the underlying racism, the harassment, all of the things. But if you don't know, if you do have a corporate job, you pay for this thing called short term disability. Okay. And if you're on a salary, you are definitely paying for it. And if you ain't paying for it, you should be paying for it. You should be getting it. Short
Mhm.
term disability. So when you are under stress in a workplace, you can just go see your therapist and explain to them that you are under stress. You can't function in a workplace because every time you come in, you get all this anxiety and this stress because your boss is just asking you for things that you just can't produce.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
And then she says, maybe you need to take some time away and get your mind right. I think I do.
Mhm.
Okay? That's what you call play the corporate game. And guess what? They can't ask you. They can't ask you what's wrong with you. That's against the law. That's against the HIPAA laws, right?
Mhm.
So when you learn the game, you play the game. And you are now being strategic. So when you come back, oh, wait, let me go back. When you're off, you still get your salary, still
Full
get
salary.
paid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on your position, depending on your job. Don't quote me on that, but mine, I got it 100%.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, you learn to play the game. And of course, they keep trying to play the game. And then it was just like, you know what? What else you want me to do?
Mhm.
You know? And I just remember one day my boss came in and said, your time is up. And I said, I've been waiting on you. Thank you. And interesting, they had the Black guy that hired me to deliver the message. I said, oh, they came and they sent you to do their work. I said, I'm gonna tell you this. You next. Yeah.
What did
Oh,
you
I was
You told him
cocky.
that?
Did I?
What did you
I was cocky in
Why hold back?
yeah, I was cocky in the workplace. So here's the thing. When you are, you know, senior level management or whatever, conversations are different. So I'm talking to him like off the record.
Mhm.
You black just like me. You playing the game just like I am. And I'm having that conversation with him. And sure enough, as time went on, he was up out of there too. They only use you for what they need you for. That's
Mhm.
it. Once you've done your job and it's nothing else in this box for you, they figure out a way to get you out of there because they don't want to continue to pay you, And at that time, the banks were going through
Mm-hmm.
the mortgage crisis and all of that, you know. And so, unfortunately, I had been around for a very long time. I did my 10-year bid with the bank, with the corporate world, and I'm I'm so grateful.
Mm.
I'm so grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, y'all couldn't pay me to go back because when you really understand your value and your worth, and you got a little hustle behind the things that you say you want, you can accomplish anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's no cap. There's no limit. If you work hard. I mean, and it's funny. I was listening to Darius Daniels. He's my pastor at Change Church in Atlanta, and he said just last week. He said something like, "You, you making it, and you doing good, and you barely even trying." And that speaks volumes because you have people that's really good at what they do, so they don't have to try hard.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if you tried hard,
Mm.
where you could be. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So really, entrepreneurship is very, very hard. It's very challenging. You have your ups, you have your lows, ups, downs, all of the things. And some days you wake up and you like, Lord, how am I gonna do this? And somehow, some way, 13 years later, I am still being blessed with new vision, new ideas, and the strength to execute. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the things that I pray for. All the other stuff, the money and all that stuff is going to come. The opportunities are going to come. The calls are going to come, you know. Yeah.
What advice would you give like young entrepreneurs, like kind of following in your footsteps and trying to be like trying to do like bags or whatever?
So for me, if that's what you want to do, I say keep going, keep trying until it sticks. That's it. Just keep trying until it sticks. There's going to be some days you're going to have a lot of sales, and there's going to be some days you're going to have zero sales.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And can you stand to lose when you can stand to win? And I believe that if you can stand to win, you can stand to lose. And that's just what it is. So, I say stay true to yourself. Don't get distracted by what other people are doing. You know, if you have designs or style or whatever it is and you believe in it, and all I say is if the quality is good and the craftsmanship is good, somebody's going to support you,
Mm-hmm.
you know. hmm
Mm.
Where you see yourself in 5 years?
Wow, 5 years from now, it's interesting that you say that because honestly, this last year is the first time that I've ever started working toward the
Retirement?
future,
Oh.
like retirement, 5 years from now, because it's something about as you get older, you start thinking like, ooh, 5 years ago, I was just this age. 10 years ago, I was just
Mm-hmm.
this age. And I can literally see what I was doing during that time. But now I'm in a space of this 5 years about to hit real fast. 2019, I just told y'all I relaunched the Build a Bag experience.
Mhm.
I still can't believe that it's 5 years later.
Mm.
I mean, it feels like I just launched that last week. And so for me, I think that the moment I realized that, which was this year, I said, okay, it's time for me to really get serious because in 5 years I'll be hitting another century. Like I'll be hitting another, decade, a
Mm-hmm.
different decade. I'll be a half a hundred. And I'm like, whew, let me figure this out. It gets a little scary. So 5 years from now, I definitely see build a bag experience locations everywhere
Mm.
you know. Um, my goal is to franchise, and that's what we're actively working on. And yeah, the next 5 years, that's where I see myself. Yeah, yachting somewhere in San Tropez or something, you know.
So, what do you like to do, like when you're like for your free time? Do you like to travel?
hmm
What kind of where have you been?
So this summer actually I've been I was just in Cancun and then I was just in Cabo. I love Cabo. But I am a traveler.
Hmm.
I absolutely love to travel. This year I do want to go to Ghana. Um but yeah, I that's what
Why
I love to.
Ghana?
Well, I actually, it's funny because when I was with Chase, one of my girlfriends, I remember her dad was building a hotel in Ghana, and she would go every Christmas for and she would say, "You need to come, Jack. You need to come." I never went. And now it's like, okay, I see so much development that's going on in
Hmm.
Ghana. And they have these different festivals and things like that. And I'm just like, you know what? I really want to go. I really want to go. I also want to go to Tanzania. Have you guys seen the beaches over there?
Uh-uh.
Oh my goodness. Y'all never seen? Y'all,
Talking about you like Africa? My
yeah.
dad actually lives in Ghana.
Zanzibar.
He lives in Ghana.
He does.
Yeah.
Is he from Ghana?
No, he's not.
Why does he live there?
My stepmom used to. He got married again, but
Okay.
I mean, my dad always liked African women for some reason. My
Okay.
dad's white, Caucasian.
Oh.
For some reason, he always was attracted to African culture. For
You
some
know,
reason.
interesting because that's a commonality I think amongst white men. They like African women.
I don't know. I like people to
He
ask me
ain't
like,
the
why?
first one. It's a lot of them.
I guess So, yeah, my mom's Nigerian.
Is
Oh,
she?
wow.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. You know, I was actually invited to go to Nigeria in November.
Hmm.
You've been there before?
I've been there when I was a kid, but
Really?
I hear it's too dangerous. You gotta know somebody down there. Last time I looked at, they like kidnapping people. Like if yeah,
Oh no.
So you gotta have like an arm.
I mean, it's one of the
AR-15?
it's one of the most, I would say, scammiest places.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
like even
I
if you use
believe
your
that.
credit card down there, they're probably gonna cut it off. Like, hey, is are you really in Nigeria?
Yeah, yeah, I believe
So
that.
I mean, it's
So does
sad
your
to
mom
say.
live there now?
No, my mom lives here. I mean, she doesn't even go back really.
She doesn't?
Yeah,
Okay.
when she
Okay.
came here, she moved here when she was 16,
Okay.
and she moved to New York. So she considers
Okay.
herself a New Yorker.
Got it.
Yeah,
I love
even
New
though
York.
she's been here most of her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your dad, he's currently in Ghana?
He's in Ghana. He retired there.
Really?
Retired there, living like a king on his little bitty Social Security check. That 2,000 or whatever you get,
Yeah.
that go a long way. That you're like a king because the average salary is probably like maybe 200 a month or something like that.
Oh wow.
So,
He
$200?
balling.
man, he has. I mean, I
Yes.
got sisters that are like, I already told you, like 5 years old.
Mm.
My dad's 70.
And he got a
70. No,
5-year-old?
he's 70. He's about 74. Yeah,
And he got a 5-year-old?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's still
Dang.
having kids.
Yeesh.
His wives are young?
I mean, obviously they're probably younger than me. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Daddy.
Sorry, I know that's a different story.
Okay, Daddy.
Good.
Okay,
No, you
Daddy.
mentioned you mentioned the point Ghana.
And your daddy down there sowing his royal oaks, like
I don't
coming to
necessarily. No, I
America.
don't necessarily agree with that. Having kids when you're so old like that, in your 70s.
How many kids does he have?
I mean, seven of us.
7? They all in
Wow.
Africa?
No, me and my brother. I mean, I'm only two over there.
His other 5?
No, his 5 are here and then 2 over there.
He got them little babies over there.
Yeah, he got little babies over there. So
I ain't mad at him. Hey,
you
whatever.
turn this around
So
on
the
me.
youngest is 5.
Yeah,
God.
like 5 years old.
Dang.
And he's like 70. I gotta think about it.
Oh,
He's
he
probably-
passed 70?
He's like 77. I'm
He's
40.
77.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
He's 77.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dad's old. I'm old.
Wow.
You,
So what's
you
this-
43, right?
I'm 46.
46?
Are you
You asked me
46?
that 3 years ago, man. that time it passed by quick.
It goes by so
Like-
fast. Oh my gosh, y'all. Time is not waiting for us.
It's
Mm-mm.
crazy.
And I feel like the older I get,
I
the
can't even
faster.
believe it. I can't
I'm
even
telling
believe
you,
it.
I just can't. It's unbelievable. That's why I'm like, 5
Yeah.
years, I gotta get this thing right. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You still young.
What's the second
You still
oldest?
young?
Second youngest.
She's like, I think she might be 12. I'm
Okay,
not
5
sure.
and
I don't
12.
like really know them personally. You know what I'm saying? I've never had a conversation with them. So
What?
yeah.
Never?
You
Your
haven't met none of your
siblings?
none of your siblings,
Uh-uh.
the
No.
youngest?
My other sisters, they went down there recently. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to meet him?
I mean,
You don't talk on FaceTime?
it is what it is. I mean,
FaceTime?
I'm like worried. I just started my own family last year.
Okay.
45, got
Okay.
married,
Got it.
had a
Got it.
kid.
Got it.
So
Got it. Okay. I
I mean,
understand.
I'm not closed down to it. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
Okay.
wanted to meet me. I
Do
was
you
like,
got any more kids?
yeah, I want to have more kids. I want to have one or two.
Jackson 5.
I mean, it's late for me. You know.
Well, you better get started
know,
because you're
it-
going
it's
to be
already-
like your daddy
it's
who had
al-
kids at 70.
No, yeah. I mean, that lets me know I can keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I still got 20 more years.
Well, you better hurry up.
Yeah.
20 more years or you're
Yeah,
going to be 60. Now, see, you ain't going to be talking. Don't talk about your daddy now.
How you gonna follow in his footsteps?
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, like my wife, she's in her 30s, so 20 years, she's gonna be 50 something. 35. I mean 55.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you'll be 65, 66 in 20
I'm
years.
12 years older than her.
No, in 20 years, you'll be 66, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Y'all better get started.
Wow.
I mean,
Get
no
started.
big deal. Like I said, we got
Yeah.
one kid, so.
Yeah. I was one and done too. My daughter's 23.
Uh-huh.
So I was one and done.
You
I
didn't
was
want to.
like,
You didn't want to have any more kids.
It just didn't happen for me.
yeah.
It just didn't happen for me. So.
It's like you think life is it's gonna happen perfectly.
Mm-mm.
When it's gonna happen, you're gonna meet the right person when
Mhm,
you're 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You done played all your playing,
Yeah.
and then
It just don't
it
happen
just
that
kind of
way.
drags on, and
I agree.
the dating scene is bad now.
Tell me about it.
People meeting everybody on apps, and
Tell me about it.
so
It's interesting.
yeah.
It's so interesting. Especially, I think, at this age when you're in your 40s because, this whole social media world
Yeah.
is new for the
Yeah.
40s plus, right?
Yeah.
When we was coming up, there was no social media when you was dating or whatever. You meet people outside. Now, you have everything is so, at the palm of your hand. And it's like, I feel like no one is intrigued by the other individual when they meet them. It's like, oh, everybody's the same, because we see all these people on the internet. So everybody look the same. Everybody talk the same. Everybody act the same. And it's just so interesting to me that when you meet somebody, it's like,
You don't feel like also like some people might look at it, oh, they're replaceable. Like if some don't work out, but like, I mean, I know you got a lot of followers, so you probably got a lot of people hitting you up.
Yeah.
So it's just like if something don't work out, instead of like trying to make something work out,
That's
just like,
my
you know
point
what?
exactly.
I'm not even gonna try.
That's
because
my
I
point
got
exactly.
so and so banging on my door right now.
That's my point
Yeah.
exactly. Everything is at the palm of your hand, so you assume that everybody is replaceable
Yeah.
until you really meet somebody, and it's like you can't replace energy,
Or high
right?
quality,
You can replace
high quality
a quality
people. Yeah.
energy. You can't value, integrity, character, all of those things. Those things are not replaceable. But when you see something, you see everything surface level. You see the surface of somebody because you have the internet. And you're like, oh, I can replace that person. I can replace that person. But it's very hard to replace someone that has some true value. And I think that that's the world that we're in right now. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And at this point, I'm so over it. When it happens, it's going to happen. And the other thing is, I don't date people on the internet. You can't slide in my DM and think you about to take me nowhere. My DM is for business. You send me a message on DM, you get an auto reply. Hey, click this link.
Yeah.
Buy this. Shop with us. Whatever. I've never been like that though. And, when I got on social media 13 years ago, 2012, whatever the number is, when I got on social media, I was never the girl showing my ass and, all the things. I was never that girl, and it's like, that's what people are attracted to, So my following right now is like, percentage of male followers is probably like less than 10%.
Mhm.
And the men that follow me are 9 times out of 10 men that I actually really know in real life, you know? So if you just randomly pop into my DM talking about some, hey, can I take you out? Child, I
Yeah.
don't even respond. It goes into that, y'all know that request folder that they got now?
Mhm.
It sits there and it sits there. And I don't answer, I don't accept, I don't decline. It just sits there. Like, this ain't business. What we talking about?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've had people send me DMs. Can I mail you something? I want to send you something nice. Can I send you a Cash App, Zelle?
Yeah.
So
No.
how does a man supposed to come at you correct?
Well,
Old fashioned way.
we outside. Like, meet
Yeah.
me outside.
Yeah.
Meet me in real life, you know?
Yeah.
You can't meet me on the internet. That's that new era of
Yeah.
meeting people, you know?
It's easy
Like,
to talk good game on the internet.
I don't even want to talk to you on the internet because you
Yeah.
might be scrolling in your bed next to your wife or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sliding in my DM at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
and your wife sleep. Like, boy, go on. You know, so I don't even engage in those kind of conversations. But I like funny guys. Cause I'm like, I don't, and it's crazy because people say it all the time. I don't show my real personality like on the internet. But off camera, Jackie is just a fun. I love to have a good time. I love good people. I love good energy. I don't like all the, upper over the top stuff. I don't like none of that. I like nice things, right? But I like cool guys, like real funny, like just whatever. I like spontaneous guys. You know, be like, girl, what you doing? Nothing. Come on, pull up. Let's go get something to eat.
Mhm.
You know, let's go have a drink. Let's go to the bar, whatever. I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, just real genuine, good people, you know. Hmm.
Do you also find it hard dating because you're such a successful woman?
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, it's interesting because, you have men that say, I want a boss, I want a girl that whatever, whatever. Um, and everybody is attracted to the exterior of a person. And when I think people get surprised when they really get to know me. I'm just like a real cool girl, like just
Mhm.
real down to earth. I come from the streets of Chicago, like ain't no big I and little you. I'm just real cool, and I just love people. So when they see that now she really a cool girl, I think that they still start to feel like, but she got this other side of her where she's this successful girl on social media and you see all these people that know her or are attracted to her and whatever, but I can't control that,
Right.
and so I think that sometimes I have experienced that where I've dated some
Intimidating.
guys, yeah, and these guys are successful men, successful, and I always like to see the good in people. You know what I'm saying? You ain't Social media is a tool, it's a platform. It's a tool for people like me that's leveraging the tool to build a business, to build a brand. That's what I use it for. I'm not on there hanging out with people and, girl, come on, let's go here, or some guys or whatever. I'm not on there doing that. So people still feel intimidated
Mhm.
because of that. And I have dealt with that before. And, I've even had guys say that to me, and I'm like, well, hold on now.
Mhm.
Like, you self-sabotaging it.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening, because I really rock with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of those girls. The internet world is the internet world.
Right.
Jackie M
Mhm.
is a brand. That's a business. Just like Coke, Nike,
Mhm.
whatever. At the end of the day, they at home with their families. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So for me, when I'm at home with my family and dating or whatever, it's just Jackie.
Mhm.
Jackie M is the brand.
Mhm.
The Build a Bag experience is a brand. Jackie is not a lot of people that get to experience Jackie. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular girl that like to have a good time. I like to be with my family on Sunday, playing spades, making everybody they drinks. Like I'm the host in my family. Like when people come to my house, we have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You guaranteed to have a good time. You gonna eat good. You gonna drink good. I'm gonna DJ. I'm gonna play all the music. Make sure you want another drink. You good. You want to play. That's me. You know. But I don't know.
And
But
does
yeah.
the income of a man matter when dating you? Like, if he makes less than you, is that a deal breaker?
Well, we got to talk about when you say less, because what does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because here's the thing: people always ask questions like that, and I feel like you think Jay-Z and Beyonce arguing because maybe she made $1 million more than him
Mm.
this year? They both
Yeah.
doing well.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mhm.
both doing very well, but they are doing it together as a team. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So if I'm making money, if we on the same tax bracket or whatever, and I may have made 100,000 whatever more than you did this year, is his however thousands, millions, whatever he made any less than, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm.
Right.
So it just depends. So my thing is I believe in attracts like. I have been very blessed and fortunate to meet men that are entrepreneurs that do very, very well. Um, and my thing is I love a man that hustle. I don't I'm not gonna lay down with a man that still sleep all day. I'm not laying down with a man that play video games all day. I'm not laying down with a man that don't have no drive, no hustle about himself.
Mhm.
That don't attract me. I'm not even gonna talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I believe in go getters. Make it happen by any means necessary to provide for your family. And when you have things like that and you have people that have that mindset, because mindset is everything.
Mhm.
And I think that's the question we need to be asking. Because you can make all the money or make less money, but
Yeah.
where's your integrity? Where's
Things
your
money can't
character?
buy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like if your mindset right, you're going to make some money.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, it's all about what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Are you
Mhm.
the kind of man that's going to sit around and let your girl just do all the work? You know what I'm saying? Or are you going to say, nah, babe, we got to get this, we going to get this together because we both want to eat.
Mhm.
That's kind of how I
Mm.
look at that. Did I answer your question?
You did.
Okay. So would I date a man that make
Yeah.
less than me? It just depends on what that less look like.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we both winning, we both grinding. Okay. I made a little more money because I had a good year, you know?
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna look down on him because you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because sometimes his years might be better than mine, you know? So I don't really care about all that. It's more so like attracts like. Can we still move around and do the things that you like, things I like? Can you know what I'm saying? That's really what it's about.
Mhm.
And my answer is if we can't move around the way we like to and live our lifestyle the way we like, then no, you ain't the guy for me.
Mhm. Equally yoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm And I think that's what people should start paying attention to. You know.
I think it's harder for women these days because they like women of today are so much more successful,
hmm
and so the average guy, you know, they're not looking at the average guy anymore.
Correct.
So
Correct.
it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of a curse and a blessing. That's what I say.
It is. It is. It is. And I just pray for really black men because black men really do have it hard.
Hmm.
They just have it hard. It's so many odds against black men. You got, other races making more than them. You got women that's making more than them. I just believe that you just gotta pray for them because there's so many black men that's how can I say it? Um, they're being held back, I think, because of the fear of um, competing with other people, other
Mhm.
black men, other women. Like it's a lot,
I feel
you
like
know.
people are starting to come up now. I don't know if this is just this fear that like we're kind of in or something, but I feel like more people are there's more ways to make more money, and people
Mhm.
are seeing other like, oh, you got 10 houses over here.
Mhm.
Why do why do I got 10 houses? I'm
Mhm.
smarter than him.
Mhm. But too, it's the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
When you don't know, you don't know.
Hmm.
You can't grow if you just don't know, and that's just the truth of it. And I think that, when you educate yourself and you put some hustle behind those things
Hmm.
you're learning and you're executing and implementing everything, it's all things are possible. All
Hmm.
things are possible. There's nothing nobody can't really accomplish,
Hmm.
especially these days. You have this thing called an iPhone and the internet, and Google. If you take time and really put yourself out there and self educate, because you can do that now,
Mhm.
and you start really implementing those things, I think that you can too have whatever it is you want, you know? Yeah.
Would you date any other race besides black men?
Well, I don't know now. I might have to go down to
On that
Ghana.
note,
I
would
might
you?
have to go down to Ghana, see your daddy.
Oh my goodness. I don't think no, he can't be on.
I'm just
He
joking.
ain't on your level.
I'm just joking. I'm
You're gonna
just
be like, what,
joking.
$2,000 a month?
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. You know what? I'm not gonna say never. I'm not gonna say never. Um, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not seeking to date somebody outside of the black band, but
I feel like a lot more black women are doing that.
Absolutely.
but
I always
white
wondered
men
why they
don't
were
even
so
talk to
loyal.
me.
Like, huh?
Black men don't
White
talk to
men,
you?
white men.
Oh,
What?
No, I meant white men, not black. I meant to say white men don't really approach me like that.
Uh huh.
I find that
They're getting bolder. I see a lot of white guys just like today. I saw a white guy with this Asian girl. I mean, she was like kind of bigger. I'm like, this guy,
a thick Asian.
a thick
Wow.
Asian. It was like a big old tall white dude with this thick Asian girl, and I was
Okay.
just like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But they looked like they really like loved each other and stuff like that.
Well,
So I
that's
was
a
just like,
beautiful thing.
but I think people are like more going outside their
Mhm.
spectrum. I feel like black women are going a lot. I'm seeing a lot more black women going out with other races.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, if it happens for me, I mean, if he a good guy,
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
You gotta know about
I've
the
had,
cause.
huh?
You gotta know the cause. Be like, hey, you ain't supposed to be clapping about that.
I don't know.
You
I
ain't
don't
supposed to
know.
be vote for Trump.
I had no,
Like,
no, no. I don't want one of them. But I've had a couple white guys, try to hit on me. I'm not mad at it. I'm just,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the most you made in a month?
The most I've made? Oh, definitely six figures.
Six figures?
For sure. I ain't hit no 7 in a month now. Hell no.
Okay.
I ain't done that yet.
Do you have like
Definitely
do you have Black Friday sales?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I've been having Black Friday sales since 2012.
How much you be making during Black
Doing
Friday?
Black Friday?
Mhm.
Oh, we definitely do 6.
Y'all sell out?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we always sell out. Mhm.
What's the most you made in a year? A lot of money.
Who gonna see this?
I don't know.
Revenue wise, absolutely 7.
7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We've done 7 in a year.
You ever thought about getting a house in Houston?
No.
It's too hot.
I mean, Dallas is hot.
Yeah.
It's
Dallas
hotter in Houston, though, right? Because it snows.
hot is hot.
Yeah.
Shit. Hot is hot. It's hot here. I never even thought about moving to Houston. I told you guys my daughter lives here. She's been here for almost 4 years. And she actually told me she wanted to move to Dallas. So I'm like, okay, girl, just you figure it out. But I don't know. I've never thought about moving to Houston. Although I like
Where's your
Houston.
family live?
So my family is in Chicago, and my mom and my sister, they're in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you home then?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's where I raised my daughter, Dallas. But I'm back and forth to Atlanta, so I have
I
a
was gonna
condo.
ask you about that.
You
You
I
got a
have a
spot
condo
over?
in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I own a condo in Buckhead.
Oh, okay.
Buckhead is nice, right? I always be here in Bankhead.
Man.
Bankhead is the hood.
Yeah.
Buckhead is not the hood.
And is the real estate out of control in Atlanta?
Yeah, real estate and even Texas, you have new development, new construction, just residential and commercial, in
Hmm.
both markets. And I think that people ask me, how is the Atlanta market compared to Dallas? And I think that both markets are very comparable. The housing market, as far as price points, are very comparable depending on where you live. You still in $400,000, $500,000 price points. So yeah, they're definitely building like crazy in Atlanta and Dallas. Atlanta is actually getting ready for the 2026 um, U.S. Soccer World Cup.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
2026, the
The
World Cup.
cup? Okay.
Yep. hmm So they're really doing a lot of
Hmm.
development there. Yep.
I feel like Atlanta really popped off after the '96 Olympics.
hmm
I used to live in Atlanta when I was a little kid.
Okay.
That's where my dad's side was from.
Okay.
But yeah, it just changed. It was like the black mecca. After
Yeah.
'96, everybody
Yeah.
just started coming down there and just making
Yeah.
droves of money. And then
Yeah.
I know,
Did you ever go to Freaknik?
no, I was 12, 13 when I left. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
was, yeah.
Okay.
Down here they had what, Kappa Beach Party.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Galveston.
Yeah,
Galveston.
yeah, Galveston Kappa
Uh-huh.
Beach Party. I went
I've
out to
been down
prom.
there. So I went to Southern in Baton Rouge for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't been down to that little Kappa Beach
Oh,
party in
okay.
Galveston.
I was gonna say I'm guilty. I did that
I did that. I did
3
Freaknik
times.
too.
Yeah,
I did Freaknik
You
in
did
yeah.
Freaknik too?
1995.
Did you watch the documentary on Hulu?
I did. I'm so glad I wasn't on there.
Oh my
First of
god.
all,
I was
in
like,
1995, I was really too young to even be in Atlanta for Freaknik.
Mhm.
But my mom, she took me and one of my girlfriends down there for like a college tour.
yeah.
And it just happened to
And
be,
she didn't know what was going on.
I don't know if she knew. My mom,
Man.
well, maybe she did. My mom is only 20 years older than me. So,
Yeah.
at that time in 96, she was what, in her maybe like
30s?
35?
Oh.
She's 20 years older than me, so I was 15. So she was like 35. So she probably knew what was going on.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
She outside, but I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
pretty. I think Freaknik. Everybody knew what that was.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not talking about like
Yeah.
your mom or anybody, but
Yeah. Well, my mom was 35, so I would
she
imagine.
probably
Think about
did. She
like
probably
30,
did.
like
Yeah, yeah,
think about us. Like we are. I know for me, I'm definitely connected to the culture.
yeah.
So I mean, she probably
Mhm.
knew, but we were there.
I'm so disconnected from the culture.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't know who's popping as far as music.
Oh,
I feel like music was it
Mhm.
'90s and the 2000s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. I'm
So
still like 90s R&B. Matter of fact, I was listening to
even the rap
Tupac
artists. Yeah,
on
like
the way here, Run the Streets. I
yeah.
was listening to Tupac album, You Can Run the Streets with
Everything on this
Love.
album was just hidden. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
I was listening to the Chronic album on the way here, Dr.
Yeah.
Dre. Snoop is one of my favorites. This back deep cover Snoop. Like this, and like I'm a huge Snoop fan. And I had the opportunity to gift him with one of our backpacks last summer. And when I went to the show, I was in his dressing room and he had his DJ equipment. He was DJing and stuff. And when I tell you, it smelled like nothing but weed, nothing but weed, pounds of weed
Now he
everywhere.
quit.
Nah, he not quitting.
Didn't he say he quit?
Nah, I never heard that.
He might have just did that.
I don't know when
I
he
thought he
quit.
said he quit or
He said
something
he
like
quit?
that.
Maybe
I thought
I don't know.
I
Maybe it was I don't know, but I
it
know
might have
when
been
I
like
was
last
there,
year or something. I don't
he
know.
had that
This
room
year.
was filled with pounds of weed,
Yeah.
and I was able to gift him with my backpack, and it was such a dope experience because I grew up listening to Snoop, so having that opportunity was almost like me going to my childhood and meet my childhood crush for the first time. And I remember I asked him if I could have some of his weed.
What do you say?
So you partake every now and then?
No, I don't. I do not smoke. No, I don't smoke. But my sister smokes.
What do you say?
You saw my sister
I
outside.
saw.
So my sister does, but my sister smokes because she has vertigo. And the only thing that helps her function and eats is if she smokes. if she don't smoke, she can't even get out the bed. You know,
Wow.
so she really does smoke because of her illness or whatever. But yeah, you she said, that guy just asked me if I was you. And I said, oh, okay. And I'm in the car because I was trying to finish getting ready to come in here. And she said, I was so embarrassed, Jacque, because I'm standing in front of the building smoking. I said, oh, Lord, he probably think I'm ghetto. He going to be like, she done brought the ghetto sister. She out here on the Houston streets, right in front of the building. She's smoking her weed. I said, oh, Lord, Janelle. She said, oh, well. I said, okay, whatever. But no, I did. I asked him for some weed and I gave it to my sister and she was so happy. She wouldn't let nobody smoke that weed. She was like, nah. But yeah, she said it was the best weed she ever had.
Ever had?
Ever.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
Ever. She said it was the best weed she ever had. And then he has a line of vapes and wraps. So he gave me this big bag of like wraps and vapes and all of the stuff for her. And he actually shipped me some merch.
Oh, for real? Oh,
Some
that's
Death Row
a fly story.
merch. He sure did. He shipped me some merch. I was like, I like that sweatsuit. He was like, you know what? Give my man your address. We're gonna ship you a box. Yeah. Yeah.
Who connected those dots? Like, how'd you?
So my really good friend is in the music industry. He's a program director in Dallas, and when different artists or whatever come to Dallas, he always be like, Jack, you want to meet Coco Jones? We doing a private event. Come on. So I had the opportunity to meet her and talk to her and have a private dinner with her and gift her a bag, Sweetie. Sweetie.
Too?
I didn't get to meet Sweetie only because I had COVID. And he was like, I cannot risk it. You cannot come in, but come up here. I'm going to come get it. Just drop it off or whatever. But I didn't get a chance to meet her. And she was looking for me. She was like, where's she at? You know, she was really cool. Coco Jones, Sweetie, Doechii.
Doja Cat?
No, not Doja Cat. Doechii. Doechii.
Doja?
Y'all know she was just on the VMAs with Katy Perry.
I don't watch TV.
Okay, well, she's another like top artist. So it's been a lot of people, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
Do you feel like sorry, how we doing on time, man?
No, we good. We good. Go ahead.
Oh, do you feel like there's like I was saying that like I feel like the artists were better back in the day. Do you feel like there's a lot of industry plants? I've been hearing that word.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, it was yeah. They say there's a lot of like they were saying Ice Spice.
I have a lot of them, you know, that I think are, but it's working. You know, right now the industry I think have to keep up. You know, you have so many local artists and underground artists who found this thing called YouTube, who found this thing called TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, all of these platforms where they can actually now create their own music and put it out there. So you have so many people that's actually making money from being independent. So the artists, I mean, the industry have to find artists to keep up. So if that means we're going to find a girl on the street and we don't care how you come in here, just come on and just do what we need you to do. I don't care if you wear that bonnet. I don't care if you wear them flip-flops. I don't care if you wear that long red hair. I don't care if you long red hair. Y'all got, okay. I didn't say that. I said they don't care that you get on stage and with no shoes on and roll around the stage. They don't care.
But you don't think there's an agenda to like kind of taint the like Black culture? Because I feel like it's being controlled. Our culture is being controlled by other people.
Absolutely.
That's
why I said they don't care if they pull the girl from the streets and have her looking like this and say, come on.
Yeah.
We're going to put a little money behind you. And we don't care if you get up there and say these degrading things. We don't care about that because they don't care about us.
Yeah.
Why would they care? They don't care about us. But guess what? I've traveled all over the world. And I go to all these different countries. And in these countries, guess what the DJ is programmed to play on their playlist that they pretending like they really mixing something. They ain't mixing nothing.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. So absolutely they don't even know what they're playing. They don't even speak no English.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they playing.
That's true.
The people that's on those resorts and islands, they don't even look like us.
Yeah. I always wondered. I was like, do they know what like?
The lyrics.
I mean, it seems like they know how to say the lyrics. They just don't know what they mean.
Mm.
Or I mean, that's how people do learn other languages, though.
They like the beat.
Yeah.
It's cool to jump up and down when you
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
all that liquor in your system and you high and whatever, but absolutely, I do think that the industry is very controlled. And I do think that the industry find people when they plant them for the sake of staying relevant.
Yeah.
I do think that. And I have that conversation with my friend that's in the industry or whatever. We have that conversation all the time and we go back and forth. He be like, oh, Jackie. I said, come on now, man. Come on. I know it's your job to program the radio. You got to do, and you got to have all these analytics and this data. You have to play, right, what the people are asking for. They have like real like analytics that pull to tell him and show him what needs to be played, which is why you hear the same songs in rotation every hour on the hour. When our kids are on the ride to school, bow, 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 bow. Who want their 5-year-old going to school? Get it sexy. Huh? Girl, shut up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, absolutely. And it's sad and it is unfortunate. That's why I believe that strong parenting is so crucial. Strong parenting is so crucial. And I am so grateful that I am a real mother. I had my daughter, yes, I had her 2021. However,
It's not that young.
well, it ain't
I mean, it's
it
young
is.
comparable to today when people are waiting till they're 45.
Yeah, having a
I'm
kid
like,
at 20 years old,
yeah,
21 years old, you don't know what you doing.
I can't even imagine. Like,
I was in high school.
yeah.
Girls were having kids at 15, 16.
Huh?
Yeah, so yeah, me too. 13, 14,
Oh.
15. Like teenage moms,
Yeah.
that's a thing, absolutely. But 20 is still young too. 20 is old compared to that. But shit, 20
So your
is
mom
old.
had you when you were 20 and you had a kid when you were 20, 21.
And
your daughter is...
my grandmother had
Yeah.
my mom when she was 20.
Oh my goodness.
And
Is she still around?
yeah. My
Oh
grandma
my
84.
goodness. So you like 4 generations deep now?
So
Pretty
no.
much.
Yeah, with my daughter.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
so that's her great grandmother.
That's her great. Oh, and then I have a niece. That's 2.
Oh, so you like...
That's 5.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's her great grandmother.
Wow. So and your daughter's like 2020.
She's 23. She'll be 24 next year. Yeah.
So what would happen if...
Oh, child.
I told you. Grandma told you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she made it past 20. 21,
I feel
right?
like people are waiting so long though.
Yeah, I think so. I think more people are waiting to have kids at a later age now. And I am glad that my daughter has not called me and said, Mama. And we have such a dope dynamic. Like we
You
have
be
a
a young
really
grandma though.
child. She told me, she said, are you going to babysit if I have a kid? I said, do I look like I'm going to babysit? Everybody's grandma babysit. Everybody babysit their grandkids. I said, maybe they do. I said, no, I'm not keeping no kids. Well, why? I said, because I don't have time. I said, I still work every day. Who gonna... No.
You might change your mind once you see that beautiful young baby.
I keep telling her no.
Yeah.
So she won't have no bright ideas.
Exactly.
No, I ain't keeping no kids. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You see how often I travel? I move around too much. I am too spontaneous to have somebody's kids.
What kind of men are you telling your daughter to go out with, or like have you taught her to look for?
Okay, so I always tell my daughter, you want, and this may be wrong, I don't care. You lay down with a man, you better make sure he can get up and he can take care of your kids if you have some. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Don't lay down with somebody that's just gonna be,
Riff
you
raff.
know, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. If it's his mama, his daddy don't care about him, care nothing about him, he may not care nothing about his kids. So let's look at his family. You know, what kind of family does he come from? What kind of dynamic does he have? How was he raised? You know what I mean? So all of those things are so important. And I teach her to look at that first. Look at his character. You know, at the end of the day, if you do decide to get
It's
pregnant by somebody, is that somebody that you want to raise your kid? You know, so those are important things.
just like the spiritual. I seem like you're pretty spiritual.
Hmm.
Does that matter if the person that your daughter's with is like goes to church or anything like that, or has a spiritual background,
I
or if
definitely
he's
want,
Christian or Muslim?
yes, I definitely want, and my daughter is spiritual too.
Oh, okay.
She is. So I definitely want her to be wise in choosing a man that has, you know, a spiritual relationship
Hmm.
or relationship with God for sure. For sure. Now, what his religion is, I mean, you know, I'm not going to say, oh, he has to be this or he has to be that. I just definitely want him to have a strong foundation for
Yeah,
sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's interesting. When I was young, I was like, I would say I didn't care, and as I got older, I got pickier and pickier and pickier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I could only imagine if I would have got married and when I was 22,
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, it's important. And the thing is, as you get older, your tastes change.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
not even it's in the way you dress,
Uh-huh.
the things that you eat, the places you go, you know, the people you want to be around, you know, all of those things change as you get older because as you get older, you really should be becoming wiser.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the wiser you are, you can have a strong discernment and choose, you know, your circle. And it goes back to your taste. You know, I mean, if you still hanging around people that you was hanging around when you wasn't so proud of the things that you did in your past, then have you grown any? You know what I'm saying? So, so I always, me and my daughter, like I said, we have a great relationship. We are very candid with each other, very honest with each other, and she can call me and tell me anything, you know. And me and her, we sit on FaceTime all day practically. And I have on a little tripod while I'm working. I'd be like, girl, I'm over here working. What you say? You know, but it's just, that's just what we do, you know. Even on the way here, we on FaceTime. She doing her hair on FaceTime, and I'm sitting here like, girl, I gotta get ready for this podcast. I'll see you after, you know. And we sit and we laugh like uncontrollably, like I don't know, I don't. And I always ask her, do you have like your friends? Do they sit up and just laugh with their mother the way that we laugh? Like we be in tears laughing, and it's just, I mean, she my little homegirl, you know, like we was raised together. You know, as I'm going into like my 20s, like I'm learning new me as a new person. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in college, I'm pregnant with her. You know, I'm working full time, I'm pregnant, like I'm studying, she in my stomach. And I mean, I got little Braxton Hicks and all that stuff. And, you know, her little self, you know, rolling around in my stomach while I'm trying to write a paper, you know. And just even after I had her, I tell people all the time, it's a gift and a curse when you have your kids, young and old. When you have them young, you're going to do some struggling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You got things you still got to do. It's a lot of learning lessons, you know, at a young age. As you get older, you know, if you already had your kids, now you're growing up with your kids. It's almost like you have an adult child, and it becomes like really a different level of parenting. But if you know, have that really good dynamic, it's like it's fun. Like when I leave here, she's like, oh, we getting ready to go whatever, go hang out. Like that's like my friend. But when you're older, you have your kids at an older age, 9 times out of 10, you're more established financially, you're more settled. You know, you're not moving around trying to figure out, oh, I got to go to school, I got to go do this. You know, you're not doing and juggling so many different things at an older age. You have time to actually go spend with your kids. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like I missed out on a lot of things. You know, when my daughter was playing sports, like I'm at all Sometimes I may miss a game. You know what I mean? I may not be able to pick up from school. I may not be able to take her to practice, but I pick up. You know, that kind of
Welcome
thing.
to my
So
channel.
I
This is
had
Mario
to
Lord, also
sacrifice
known as Real
those
Estate
things.
Guru PK. On this channel, we talk about my real estate endeavors. We also have the top real estate producers and the top entrepreneurs in the country. Be sure to click the link below with Justin P with his Support Black Colleges marketing course. Also with Jason White's Crack the Code affiliate link. Click that below as well. Also to support the channel, Webull, M1 Finance, Chase, Discover, Robinhood, and Public, a stock trading app. We hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Real Estate Guru PK signing out. Thank you. Have a nice day.